Hey guys, and welcome back into the kitchen for another Jake Bakes. Now, this episode's a little special and maybe a little sad in that this is our goodbye. Now, in the kitchen, we've shared a lot of really great times and some rough ones too.
So am I calling this a house or a studio?
Okay.
Ah! Just gonna go ahead and get a different mixing stick. There's a hair. No! Oh no! It was so good until then!
But I wouldn't trade them for anything in the world. Now, this recipe is inspired by one of my very favorite shows, The Golden Girls. In it, they usually sit around the lanai in flowy, beautiful kimonos, eating some delicious cheesecake while reminiscing about all of the amazing times they've had together. So that's what I want to do today with you, is bake a fabulous cheesecake and reminisce about all of the amazing times we've had here in the kitchen. So for one last time, let's get in the kitchen and let's get baking. Now to get started, we're just gonna make our crust with a few ingredients. I've got 1.5 cups of just crushed graham crackers that I crushed in a bag. I've got 1/3 cup of sugar as well as 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll add this in here. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and this is optional if you don't wanna add it, that's fine. I think it adds a nice flavor. 6 tablespoons of melted butter. And then we will mix this together. And all you wanna do is just mix it till it comes to like a nice kind of wet sand texture. This just looks like wet sand. You can make a sandcastle out of it. Now we're gonna go ahead and move this into a 9-inch spring form pan that I've greased just lightly, and pour this in. And we just wanna push this into it, and then a little bit up the sides too, because we don't want like a super thick crust on the bottom. We want it to come up the sides just a little bit to help the cheesecake keep its form. It smells so good. Love the smell of graham crackers. Perfect, so there we have it. Now we need to get this in the freezer so it sets up just a little bit while we make our filling. Now for the filling, we're gonna take 2 pounds of cream cheese and mix it up all together. So we're gonna add 8 ounces of cream cheese to our mixer. Boop. 1/2 cup of sugar, as well as 1/3 cup of cornstarch. So I've got a little bit more in here. Add this in, perfect. And we want to blend this until smooth. Now we're going to start adding in the rest of our cream cheese one at a time, that with sugar. The remaining sugar is about 1 cup, so we'll just keep adding that in. So hit stop and plop another one in there. Add a little bit more sugar. Blend all of this together as smoothly as possible with as little air as possible. I've had a lot of great times with just you guys, me and you in the kitchen, but we've had a lot of really good guests on this show too.
But almost every single stew is made from carrots, onions, and celery, or some combination thereof.
Huh. Anybody who replaces the onions with anything?
Only you, Tony. You like white chocolate?
I sure hope so.
Well, I like drizzle, so.
Kevin, my husband, is the baker. He's into the baking.
So you're saying
so much.
I should have called someone else.
Yeah, maybe. I will say I can note the ones you shaped versus the ones I shaped.
You know what? It takes a community. It takes a village, I believe is what they say.
I believe you are correct.
I thought your favorite flavor was dick.
You are not gonna put that in this.
And you passed all of the tests. You can separate an egg better than anybody else I've had on this show. You are going to be Santa's helper today.
I'm not wearing that.
Oh.
Yes.
I honestly didn't even realize you could play Strip Life.
So, I mean, thank you so much for being brave and coming in the kitchen with me. It's been seriously a really, really great time, so thank you. Okay, This looks good and smooth. Now it's going to be pretty thick at this point, but that's okay because now we're adding in all of our more liquid ingredients. 2 large eggs, one at a time, mixing till nice and blended after each addition. Remember, always keep it on low. So this is a great one to do by hand too. Now we're going to add 3/4 cup of heavy cream and 1 tablespoon of good vanilla extract. Put this in. Because I want to make this like really good and vanilla flavored. I actually have the seeds of 1 vanilla bean that I scraped out that we're going to add to this mixture as well. So mix this on low just until blended. Remember those rough times I talked about? Okay, this looks great. So I'm going to stop this, pull this out. And now, see how it's nice and jiggly, but you get those beautiful flakes of vanilla bean, which are going to be fantastic. So now we've got our crust out from the freezer, and we're just going to pour this in. Now, smooth out the top a little bit, pushing it to the edges. Perfect. Now, we want to get this into a 350-degree oven and bake it for about 60 to 75 minutes, just until it still is a little bit jiggly, but is firm on the outside. So we're just looking for a little bit of a jiggle in the middle. All right, guys, this looks amazing. So after it came out of the oven, I let it sit for about 2 hours at room temperature just to cool down some before it went in the fridge overnight. So now that it's been that way, it's time to actually dress this bad boy and taste it. This looks amazing, but I love adding a little bit of fruit on top. Beautiful. This is honestly just cherry pie filling. This is store-bought, which is literally fine. Perfect. So now I'm gonna actually cut into this thing and taste it. The reveal. Look at that. Look how nice and creamy that is. I get to finally share a piece of cheesecake with you guys. Every bit as creamy and delicious as I thought it was going to be. So vanilla. Oh man, that is so good. We've had our last bite together, and guys, I just really want to express my sincere, deep, heartfelt appreciation for everything you guys have done to make this show possible. From your messages, to your comments, to the craziest thing, which is you've baked these things at home and sent us pictures. Like, that blows my mind, and it has been nothing short of life enriching. I will take this with me wherever I go. While this is goodbye for now, it's not goodbye for forever. I sincerely love everything that you guys have done and all of your support for me. Those of us here and those of us not here with us anymore. For the one last time, from my kitchen to yours, we'll see you here someday on another Jake Bakes.
Woo!